All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Mr. Higgs podcast. We are here getting it in once again, time and time again. So we're doing this simulcast thing, second time around, and we're going to try to work the kinks out. Finally got the YouTube channel up and running, and having some fun with it. Didn't look as bad as I thought it was going to, but the day is young. I could absolutely screw this one up as well. But embrace the suck. Get started, no matter what it is that you're trying to get done in your life. Do what you can with what you have. Put the eyes of God on the thing that you want to happen, and together get the work done and see what you can do with your life. So, I wasn't kind of preaching on that. Didn't even realize I was going to do that. So NBA Madness today. If you haven't been paying attention, so you had the NBA draft a couple weeks ago, and here I was thinking that there was going to be a lull and things were going to kind of calm down, and then you could, this was going to be like a really boring time in sports because, unless you're a baseball fan, really nothing going on right now as far as like nationally watched sports. But college football and NBA free agency have given us a lot of content, and can always count on people in NBA free agents, in NBA front offices, to be stupid. And as long as there are people in sports doing dumb things, we're always going to have content. So let's start with the doozy. All right. So the Nets have this problem that, their two stars that they have left, you got Kyrie and Kevin Durant, both want out of Brooklyn. So it's not like Kyrie was playing a whole lot anyway. So Kyrie wanting out doesn't really hurt you that much. My big thing about that is he's a destroyer of worlds. He breaks up teams. He's like, break teams up like the 5 heartbeats. Just what's the point of bringing him in? He's got no trade value because you don't know if he's going to be injured. You don't know if something's going to happen in the world where he's going to decide is bigger than basketball. The thing that pays him like 10, 20 millions of dollars a year. There's not going to be a whole lot in my life that's more important than doing what I got to do to continue to make $20 million a year. Honestly, he decided on January 16th, like, this is bigger than basketball. We can't continue to play basketball today. I'm like, yeah, I could. I absolutely could. January 6th happened. January 7th, I was at work. Like the rest of America. Like you, and unless you were getting sued or somewhere the cops are coming to get you, everybody else went to work, Kyrie. It was just you that decided that, this is so, I couldn't possibly go to work today. The country is in turmoil. Whatever shall I do? You can take your behind to work is what you can do. That's what you can do. You know what I wanted to say, America. You know what, because you know how I am. You know what I really wanted to say, but I can't go there. I was trying to keep it PG. You know what I'm saying? Got to keep the rating the way that, so we can get out to all the people. So the situation being what it is, it's not that he can't play, because he can play when he plays. The problem with Kyrie is when he plays. So here's the other thing. Apparently Kyrie is such a destroyer of worlds. Like, they had a team dinner at Steve Nash's house. Now, mind you, I don't think Steve Nash is a very good basketball coach. Also, mind you, no one knew if he was going to be a good basketball coach or not, because he had never been an NBA basketball coach, not at any level, not as an assistant, not as an associate, but not as a head coach, nothing. He's just a guy that played point guard and won some MVPs. So, and we're going to get to that in a second. So they had a team dinner at Steve Nash's house, to which Kyrie was there. He got into it. To get into it with the dude whose house that you're at is kind of ignorant enough. But he was like, hey, man, can I see the MVPs that Kobe should have won? He said that to him in his house. If you're going to disrespect me in my house, you better have some firearms with you. You better be ready to fight right there on the spot. Because I'm like, the disrespect. And then you got to go back to work. I'd have went into the boss the next day and be like, either he's staying home or I'm staying home. Because no, you're not about to disrespect me like that. I'm not even a real big believer in disrespect. But I believe that when you give ignorant people a lot of money, it just makes them more ignorant. It just makes them more whoever they are. So they're not going to stop being ignorant. They're just going to be ignorant with all the machismo and all the confidence of somebody who's getting paid $20 million a year basically to show up to basketball whenever he feels like it. So what can you say to a dude like that to make him play the way you want him to play, or to make him show up? Nothing. There's nothing you can do with these dudes. You gave ignorant people millions of dollars, and they have adoring fans, and they have millions of Twitter followers, and they're not leaders, and they're not good. They're not good teammates. They say that they're good teammates, and their teammates say they're good teammates. To me, the only thing that makes you a good teammate is doing what you're supposed to do to be a good basketball player. That is showing up on time, doing what you're supposed to do, running the plays where you're supposed to play, trying as hard as you can, all of those things. Because he's a good dude and he likes to hang out after, that don't make you a good teammate. So I don't care how good a basketball player he is, he's not a good teammate. He's a very skilled player, but he's not a great NBA basketball player. He's not. A lot more things than just being able to joke basketball player come along with being a leader, being a good teammate, and being able to be effective on a basketball court. And that's to do with any profession. I don't care how skilled you are, you still have to be able to work as a team. He can't do that. So, moving right along, I don't even know why you would trade Kevin Durant. I really don't. I really don't understand this whole idea of like, well, he's demanding a trade. It was like, I got demands. I got all types of things that I would like to demand. I don't have the ability to make the person who has my contract trade me. That's what I think he's not getting. There's no good reason why the Nets should trade him. He could ask for a trade. Look at all the stuff that's going on in the news right now. He's going to LA. He's going to Houston. He's going to Huda. He's going. All these things going on, all these questions are going on, he ain't going nowhere. To me, it's why do you trade somebody who's got 4 years left on his contract? 4 years. After I brought in Kyrie, who you wanted, and then you're going to tell me it was like, well, it's not working out, trade me. No, why don't you sit at home and think about what you've done? Because I'm thinking about, like, you're 34 years old, dog. You got your legacy to think about. Why don't you go home? I mean, you got money, right? You're not going to tell me that I'm going to trade you. Because honestly, there's no getting that back. There's no value. You're no getting value back for the star player. None. You're not getting value back for him. It's not like other sports where it's like, okay, actually, no. There's nothing like this. There's nothing like this. If you trade a star player, it doesn't matter how many B pluses you give me back. Okay? You can't give me back a few Kendrick Perkinses and a Kyle Lowry and you can't. There's not enough role players in the world that can equal a Kevin Durant. The team who gets the star wins the trade. Period. Not, oh, what did they get back or how? The team that gets the star wins the trade. And what are you getting back? What could you get back? Now, if you're going to do it, at least make sure you get back picks, because God knows you don't have any of those, because you gave them all away to get Harden and to get Durant. So this blow up, I believe, is the worst front office mistake probably in the history of all sports. Because if you look at it, you get 3 years of 3 bona fide Hall of Fame players. Hall of Fame players. And the most you got out of those 3 players was winning 1 playoff series and then got swept out of the first round. The only team to get swept this year, while you were, according to Las Vegas, the odds-on favorite to win the NBA Finals. It's unbelievable. It really is. So, to me, this is indicative of a couple of things. One, if you decide to go to a bad franchise, you got what you deserved. If you decide to go to the Nets, or you decide to go to the Nets or the Brooklyn, or you decide to go to the Knicks, or you decide to go to Indiana, or you decide to go to Charlotte, or those places, you get what you deserve. These fools managed to mess it up Every single time, no matter how many draft picks they get, no matter how many stars they get, they don't get free agents. And most of the time, they don't get free agents. The only reason the Brooklyn or the Nets or LA get free agents is because of where it is. It has nothing to do with their ability as organizations. So this is what you get. If you decide you're going to go get the bag, congratulations, you got the bag. But don't expect to win. I don't care how many good players or good coaches or good pieces you put around you. That's a bad franchises. And bad franchises are going to do what bad franchises do. And you are just going to be joining them. Deuces.